The unavailable partner might be the most understood person in a relationship, and often they're blamed for when things don't work out. My name is Jo from loveshiftlive.com, and I show people how to break free from negative patterns in their life. Today, I want to talk to you about the unavailable partner. And the unavailable partner is the one who's perceived as being unreliable, just not there, can't be depended on, often dishonest and secretive. Your partner might accuse you of being cold, unfeeling, and uncaring. And you might perceive your partner as someone who's too needy, too demanding, overwhelming, and just wanting to be all consuming in the relationship. So whether you're the unavailable partner or the over available partner, this is something that might help you to shift this dynamic. The unavailable partner, according to psychiatrist Dr. Harville Hendricks, comes from two childhood wounds. The first is where they experience a parent or a caretaker who is not only often unavailable, in other words, physically not present when the child is calling out for them, but when they are available, they're cold, they're distant, and to the extreme end, they might even be abusive. So that child learns that contact is painful. They deeply long for the love, but their reaching out has caused them to experience nothing but rejection. So they learn that not only is contact not painful, not only is contact painful, but it's not worth the risk. So I'm just going to be passive in this relationship and I'm going to see what happens. Unlike the over-available partner, who the over-available partner learned when they were children that contact can be warm and loving sometimes, but that at other times there's just the experience of like, where are you? And I'm desperately wanting more of you. But that over-available partner learned that contact feels good. And so what you find is the over-available partner often is attracted to people who are charismatic and charming and who make them feel so special when they are around. But more often than not, that over-available partner is left ghosted. And so they get stuck in this chasing pattern for this delicious thing that makes them feel so special. Now, for the over-available partner, their experience is that contact is painful. And how this manifests for them in the vicious cycle is that the more that they are not initiating and passive and not and avoiding the contact, the more their partner is demanding and needy and clinging and criticizing them for their unavailability. So it becomes that self-fulfilling prophecy where through the fear of rejection and avoiding that contact, they're creating this negative attention that feeds the experience and the belief contact is painful. The other way that the unavailable pattern is created through childhood is when growing up, you may have wanted to explore and your experience from the adults around you was to say, no, I'm not going to let you explore. I don't want you to leave me. So some of it could be about a parent or a teacher who's genuinely worried and anxious that you could have gotten hurt. And sometimes it can be a parent though who they're feeding emotionally off the child, and so they want the child to stay close because it helps them to feel safe. In other words, they had a parent who was over available themselves, who had a huge wound and needed the contact to feel loved. So this child growing up into adulthood feels like they're controlled, they're not allowed to have independence, and it's not safe to say no. It's not safe to say, I need to take my own time to do something. I'm going with my friends. I want to go on a holiday by myself. I'll see you next week. I need to explore myself. They learn they're not allowed to have those needs, and if they express them, they're going to get criticized, shouted at, and to the extreme end, even possibly abused by their partner. And that again becomes the vicious cycle, that the more that that person is avoiding that criticism and is not being honest about what they're doing, the more they get the criticism, the more they get someone who's trying to control them. And that becomes the vicious cycle. So the over-available and unavailable partner, they feed into each other. If you are someone who tends towards the over-available and unavailable relationship dynamic, you may want to check out some of my other videos where I go more into the over-available partner. This one I want to do is especially for those of you who are unavailable, but I think it's useful as the over-available person to understand the dynamic that's going on with an unavailable partner. And I have a ebook, a free PDF document where I just go explaining, I break down this pattern and what it looks like and what are the steps that you need to take to break this pattern. So if you want that, you can drop me a note below saying, yes, please, me, or you can message me privately asking for it and I will send you over the link. Have a